Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityan Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, welcome everyone. Welcome all the viewers who are watching us now on Nithyananda.tv, YouTube Live and Facebook Live. We're here live from Nithyananda Pitam at Bengaluru Adinam. Today is a special day. We're going to be showing a little bit more about the Pancha Kriyas. As all of the viewers who are watching us, if you are aware of the science of completion, if you know the importance of completion in our life, then you know how, in order for us to live a healthy life, blissful life, and a life that is just in alignment to what we want to create, completion is a basic necessity. Actually, Pancha Kriyas and all the yoga tradition is designed to help us achieve the ultimate, realize our ultimate identity, which is the oneness with the divine, the oneness with Sadashiva. So through that, anything that is in between that is an incompletion. Whether it is any ailment, any physical disability, any health-related issue, or any mental-related issue, any up and down of our physiology, any fluctuation of our psychology, or any fluctuation of our neurology is not us. It needs to be addressed, it needs to be completed, it needs to be discarded. Only then we'll realize our true identity. We will be able to have the experience of yoga. Yoga means uniting with the divine, uniting the small I identity, the Paramatma, the Atman with the Paramatman, means the small identity with the higher, with the whole, with the oneness, with the consciousness. So it is through all of the yoga path, the tradition, the understandings, the lifestyle, the specific techniques that we're able to again and again, as long as we have this body, we have to again and again use the will persistently to achieve, realize, and live in that ultimate declaration. Whatever is your intention to be, aligning ourselves to that again and again, despite of any fluctuation. So today we're going to be sharing about a very important component of our lifestyle. Our lifestyle in continuously, persistently aligning ourselves to our higher purpose, our intention to be. So through these Pancha Kriyas, we're going to basically purify our body, make this instrument, this body, this vehicle, ready to align itself to the highest frequency. So through the completion of our psychology and taking care of our physiology through these cleansing techniques, we're able to tune ourselves more and more to the purpose of our intention to be, to our declaration of our life, to whatever it is that we want to create. So it is very important, somebody mentioned, just purifying your body, waking up early in the morning at the Brahma Muhurta time, that's auspicious time of the day before the sunrise. Waking up at that time, taking a cold bath, opening up ourselves by cleansing and purification of the body using the Pancha Kriyas and showing up to life. Whether it is your yoga practice or the practice of the Rudra Abhishekam, getting ready to practice your daily puja and sitting for satsang and just ready to imbibe and make the truths, experience the oneness, experience the pramana of the master into our own experience. It is a beautiful happening. So we have all of these tools to prepare us and help us align ourselves more to our context and support all the efforts that we're doing towards completion. Whether you have been initiated into the process of completion by Swamiji, by our Master Swamiji, or if you're new to the science of completion, these Kriyas and the science of completion is for you. It is a bare necessity for all of us to live a healthy, blissful, and simple life in order to create whatever we want to create. Okay, so today's Pancha Kriya. Okay, we'll talk about this now. In terms of completion, if you're new to the science of completion, I have to mention this before I enter into the technique. Okay? If you are new to the science of completion, please leave a comment in the comment box next to the screen. We'll be more than happy to share with you different techniques, different ways for you to become aware of what is completion, different courses on Nithyananda University that can help you, videos, and we'll be more than happy to help you understand what is completion and how you can do completion. Okay, once that is clear, we can proceed into these techniques. It is very important that we understand the science of completion before entering into these techniques, because unless we know that, then all of this will not have a permanent effect. Whatever is reoccurring in our system, unless we bring completion into it, will continue to happen. Let's say, for example, you're suffering from sinus. You're having a sinus problem for many years. Unless we understand what is the root cause, what are the many components that we are kind of supporting that condition to happen for so many years, reoccurringly happening in our lives, we need to complete with the root of that. So science of completion is an essential component of our health, of us moving to the next level. So all of these kriyas are going to help us move to the next level, but science of completion is an essential part. So whether you are already initiated into it, then let's practice it. Let's just continue implementing it in our life. And if this is something new for you, we'll be more than happy. Just leave a comment. We'll be more than happy to share more with you in the further sessions. Okay? Let's continue now with the Pancha Kriyas. This is something that a lot of our viewers have been asking us. They've been asking about what are the Pancha Kriyas, how we can practice the Pancha Kriyas, how I can cleanse my nose. I have mentioned about the Pancha Kriyas and their benefits in several episodes, especially when we're dealing with Kriyas and helping the body get rid of diseases or disorders. So today we'll enter into it. Please understand, all of these Kriyas, all of these cleansing techniques have been designed and developed by our rishis and yogis, Sadashiva himself, thousands and thousands years ago. So these are not new techniques for us to implement now. They're as old as the Vedas. They're as ancient as Sadashiva. These techniques have been designed to help the soul, our being, in this human body. During the journey of using this human body, how we can tune this body, how we can maintain this body to the highest frequency so that we can live a healthy life. See, yoga is actually not done just to live a healthy life. The science of health is the science of Ayurveda. That's a different wing of the whole Vedic tradition, of the whole Hinduism. Yoga has been designed with a higher purpose. Of course, naturally, if you practice yoga, you will experience the benefits in your health. But it doesn't stop there. It is designed for so many much deeper aspects of living a complete, fulfilled life, of elevating our consciousness to a higher frequency, of awakening the extraordinary possibilities and powers that are latent within us. So this said, these kriyas are going to prepare this body not only to live and radiate completion, but also to live a life of possibilities beyond our imagination. Yes, for us, if you know about Paramahamsa Nithyananda, if you know about Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, if you know about our Sangha, for us it is a lifestyle to live with expressing multiple powers. Each one of us, the sannyasis, ashramites, adinavasis, whoever has been a graduate from the Inner Awakening program, is now living, expressing so many powers, from the third eye to scanning bodies, to reading books with the third eye, to expressing teleportation, levitation, materialization, telepathy, multiple benefits, multiple expression of powers. That is all scientifically proven, and there's a specific formula Swamiji is initiating each one of us to express these powers. So for us, if you know a little bit about this, it is already a lifestyle. So here we're sharing with you kind of the deeper insider secrets on how to build the body in order to express all of these powers. Okay, so today we'll start first with the Jalabasti. Jalabasti is the enema. So this is an enema can. Okay, most of you have seen this from, there's different types of enema cans. In different countries, there's different ones. There's usually a bag also, where you can find like an enema bag, which is more common in the West. But it usually looks like this, okay? So it is a can or a bag where you can put the liquid. There's the whole tube and the nozzle, Okay, this is for the gastrointestinal, lower part of the gastrointestinal tract, especially the colon and the lower intestines. This cleansing technique, it's ancient, very ancient from the ancient scriptures, and it explains that by doing this cleansing, you get rid of the excess pitta and the excess kapha in the system. Okay, by this, pitta means the fire element. So we reduce a little bit of the fire element in our body, cooling down the body. Usually what happens when you are in the presence of the master, awakening through the yogic practices and techniques, awakening the Kundalini Shakti, the body generates a lot of heat. So by this practice, your body will release, a lot of the heat of the system will be removed. Okay, it will make it easier and more comfortable for you. Apart from that, please understand, in your colon right now, there's layers and layers and layers of toxins that are responsible for your mood swings, for your lethargy, for your tiredness, for so much of the imbalances in your physiology, psychology, and neurology. Just by having so many layers of toxins, especially if you have the lifestyle of eating non-veg, means meat. If you're a meat eater and you have never cleansed your colon, please understand there's a lot to clean, there's a lot to remove from your colon that will have a tremendous benefit and effect in your system. So by doing the Jalabhasti, we're addressing specifically the lower part of the gastrointestinal tract by removing a lot of these toxic layers that are stuck in the colon. By doing so, you will experience the lightness immediately. The beautiful thing about this Kriyas is that you don't have to practice this for months in order to receive the benefits, in order to feel good about it. You can get it right away. And that is something that we're so excited to share. Every time somebody tries this for the first time, or even ourselves, whenever every day we do, it's just an instant upliftment. You just feel lighter, you just feel more energetic, you just feel so much, it improves the posture, it improves how you feel about yourself, how you express, how you relate to others. It has such an effect in your psychology also. So it not only benefits our physiology, but psychology and neurology also gets benefited. Okay, so this is the Jalabhasti. The Jalabhasti comes, we have the scriptural references for this technique from the Nithyananda Sangha, which is an ancient text, and also the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Actually, we have the scriptural references here. You'll be able to see. As you can see from the Nithyananda Sangha, it says, actually this technique was used to withdraw the water from the river. It says entering water up to the navel and assuming the posture called Utkatasana. Let him contract and dilate the sphincter muscle of the anus, and this is called Jalabhasti. This cures the prameha, urinary disorders, udhavarta, disorders of the digestion, and disorders of the wind. The body becomes free from all diseases and becomes as beautiful as the god of Cupid. This is from the Nithyananda Sangha. From Hatha Yoga Pradipika it says, by practicing the Bhasti Karma, colic, enlarged spleen, and dropsy arising from the disorders of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha are all cured. By practicing Bhasti with water, the dhatas and the indriyas on the mind becomes calm. It gives a glow and a tone to the body and increases the appetite. All the disorders disappear. Please understand, this is such a simple technique, but the benefits are so deep, so profound. Actually, for all of us who are as part of the inner awakening teamly, means if you have done the inner awakening program, you have been initiated into these kriyas, and it is a lifestyle for all of us. We're happy to share with all the viewers, whether you are an inner awakening graduate or not, we're happy to share with you the benefits of these kriyas. Not only, as it mentioned in the scriptures, it helps with the disorders of the Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, which is the three doshas. It helps balance them all. But it brings that immediate effect of calmness into your mind. Yes, you will find yourself, if you're suffering from confusion, lethargy, lack of interest, ups and downs, mood swings, please understand it's directly related to your gut, to your gastrointestinal tract. So we have to purify the body in order for us to be more receptive to receive the higher truths of the Master. So this is the importance and the benefit. Now let us enter into the technique, how to do the Jalabhasti. So Jalabhasti is to be done in the morning, preferably on an empty stomach. Morning time is the best time. If you can do it before you do the practice of yoga, it is best. Okay? This is the nozzle that has to be inserted in the anus. Okay, you can put, it is actually very thin, it is not uncomfortable. If this is your first time and you're feeling intimidated by the practice, I'm telling you, just give it a try, because the fears and insecurities you have about it is so small compared to the benefits. So get over it and try it. If you want to have a healthy lifestyle and if you want to feel fantastic, this is the best that you can do. Okay, so it is very simple. Don't entertain any of the resistance to it, because it's not worth it. Okay, so simply you're gonna feel this with water only. I've heard of so many different people trying different things. As per the Pancha Kriyas described by Paramahamsa Nithyananda, we're only using purified water. That is enough. So we're only using water, and we're making sure that the container is about the height of your head. If you bring it lower than that, then it's going to have a different effect, which is not likely. You're not going to enjoy that. Absolutely not. And it's not recommended. So make sure the container is at a height that is about the height of your head. Okay? It's very simple. Which position to do? You can do it in Utkatasana. Utkatasana is the position for chair pose. You can do the chair pose and practice the technique, or you can do it laying down on the left side of your body. If you do it laying down, make sure you hang the container. It can be hanged about the height of the doorknob. You can hang it at the height of the doorknob and lay down on the left side and practice the enema. This is to be done once or twice a day, depending on your routine, on your lifestyle, on your body, and your practice. If you're an II grad, you can more than happy do it 2 times a day. That is enough, because you're preparing for expressing the extraordinary powers. If you're not an II grad, then it is not recommended for you to do it 2 times unless you have a specific instruction or any specific condition that you want to cure. This cures a lot of the conditions related to the gastrointestinal tract, to the digestive issues. As you mentioned, as you saw in the scriptures, it mentioned that it stimulates the appetite. It doesn't mean that you're going to overeat. It just means that the Jataragni, the fire responsible for digestion, is activated. When this fire, the Jataragni, is active, naturally it will benefit your whole body. It is not an appetite out of emotional appetite, which is what we know in the West. A lot of appetite is mostly an emotional appetite. This appetite is from the Jataragni, means your body is functioning to its peak. The digestive fire, it's alive, ready to convert the food into nutrients, into energy, into possibilities. So this cleanses and removes any problem that you have with constipation, diarrhea, or any digestive issues. And also you will see that it will benefit tremendously the way that you digest the food and the energy that you have throughout the day. Okay, so that is with the Jalabasti. I hope all of you are ready to practice, and I hope all of you are ready to try this out. Okay, then the next Kriya is the Kriya of it's called Netra Shuddhi. Netra Shuddhi is the cleansing and purification of the eyes. Actually, right now, our eyes are one of the most stimulated organs of the body. We're constantly overusing and abusing our eyes. Whether we are in front of a computer, how many hours we're on screen. If you try to measure how many hours a day you're watching a screen, that includes the screen of your cell phone, the laptop, TV, or wherever you're driving, or you're traveling in the bus or traveling in a plane, there's always a screen in front of you. How many hours a day you put your eyes in front of the screen with artificial light? All of this contributes to a lot of the degradation and imbalance in our eyes. Not only that, but also the amount of pollution that is in the air that we're breathing. Are you living in a city that's very polluted? Are you driving, exposing yourself to a lot of the pollutants? Whether you are living this kind of lifestyle in the city, or you're in the forest with the most healthy, next to the Ganga, most beautiful air, still this Kriya is for you. It will bring tremendous health, tremendous benefits. I will also prevent illness and diseases related to your eyes, such as cataracts. Cataracts can be prevented just by this simple technique that brings so much of health to your eyes. One of the instant benefits of this practice, apart from feeling refreshed in your eyes and more active and awake, is the immediate soothing effect that it has in your mind. also it has the capacity to remove the excess heat of the body through the eyes, because the water will be a little bit cool. So as you do this, it will cool your eyes and it will cool your body, it will cool your mind, literally. And it's so simple to do. Now let us enter into the technique. How to do the Netra Shuddhi. Simply, you're going to bring water, about 3/4 of the cup. 3/4 of the cup with water. Okay, so you're just using 3/4 of the cup with water. You're going to lean forward and insert the cup on your eye. Okay, once the cup is completely sealed around the eye, you're going to lean back, and inhaling, looking up, down, left, right, up, down, in a circular motion, left and right. And whenever you're ready, you can just lean back down, remove the eye, rinse the cup, and dry your eyes. That is that simple. It is to be done in both the eyes, morning and evening time. Very simple, very powerful technique to be done daily. So this is the Netra Shuddhi. Okay? So now let's proceed to the other one. So the other one is called, it's very common, it's the Jalaneti. For Jalaneti, you're going to be needing a neti pot. This is what it's called, neti pot. You can find a neti pot in a health shop near you. Most of the places you can find it. You will find it made out of different materials like ceramic, plastic, even I think steel, stainless steel. But this is a plastic one. This is very good for traveling. So if you're traveling around, you don't want your ceramic beautiful neti pot to break, you can travel using this one. It's very convenient. Okay? And for this, all that we need to do is have lukewarm water. Lukewarm water and salt. One of the best salts that we recommend to all the viewers is the Himalayan pink salt. And here we have a little bit of this. You can see it's actually pink in color. Okay? And this is one of the, actually this is mentioned in the scriptures. There's a reference to actually even what type of salt to use. And this is the salt to use. Okay, it is rich in minerals. It doesn't have any pesticide. It doesn't have any preservatives. It doesn't have any additional chemical on it. It's just pure rock salt. You can see it's slightly pink in color. You can see the color. And you can find it in the form of a rock, or you can find it already made into powder. Okay, so this is a salt to be used for our cleansing purposes. So today we'll be using the salt, and I'll be showing you a little demo on how to do the Jalaneti. Okay? Before we enter into the demo, I just want to highlight the benefits of the practice. This practice is designed to purify the nasal passages, which are usually exposed to so much of the pollution and so much of the contaminants in the air. Okay? Then we're going to have the Jalaneti that is designed for purifying the nasal passages, and also it is going to bring health to the eyes, ears and throat. So if you have any throat infection, this is so simple to do and it is fantastic. If you're having throat infection, ear infection, even infection in your eyes, just simple technique will do so much. Okay, also if you're suffering from sinus, usually sinus gets stored in different pockets, mucus gets stored in different pockets of the sinus canal. So by cleansing this, we're removing a lot of the mucus that is stored in the sinus cavities. So this will clear the nasal passages, improve the capacity to intake the prana. Prana, as you know, is not the air we breathe. It is embedded in the air. It is carried by the oxygen that we breathe. So through the more inhaling, more breathing, we're able to do inhaling more prana. Okay, so now let us enter into the technique on how to practice the Jalaneti. Okay, so for this, what you need to have is the neti pot. You need to have water, purified drinking water. Okay? Make sure that you have, the water should be lukewarm water. It should not be done with cold water. Again, it is not going to be of best benefit if you use cold water. Make sure you use warm water. Okay, so here we're going to bring a little bit of water into the container. Okay, I usually start with about 1 or 2 fingers of water only. Then I add the salt, and in this case we want to add just the tip of a teaspoon. which is about pinch. We want to make the solution. We want to make this saline solution that is isotonic in nature, means that it will feel so natural. It's like the exact quality of your tears. As you know, your tears are salty, so it doesn't feel like a foreign thing inside of you. It will feel so natural. So what I'm doing is I'm covering the top with my hand, okay, and I'm covering the tip here with my finger, and I'm just shaking the neti pot, making sure that the salt is completely diluted, and then I'll continue as I bring a little bit more water into the container, into the neti pot, and I fill the whole neti pot with water. It's filled to the top. Can you see? Okay, so with this again, I just close and I mix well, mixing well the whole water. Okay, and then we'll make sure that you have, of course, you should be practicing this in the restroom where you have the sink right below you. For example, during teacher trainings and all, we practice this outside in nature, but in your home you can practice it in the comfort of your restroom. So you're going to be leaning forward towards the sink. You're going to be leaning forward towards the sink and just having that slight tilt in your head. The reason is we're going to allow the water to come in through one nostril and coming out of the other nostril without any effort. There's no need to inhale or exhale, just continue breathing through the mouth. So you just keep the mouth slightly open, breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the mouth as you tilt the head, allowing the water to come in and out from one nostril to the next. Okay, so I'll demonstrate how to do it. If you have your jala neti, if you have your neti pot with you, just keep it with you. Observe how it is done first and then get into the practice. Okay, we'll start. This is how you do the jala neti. Okay, so just after you're done with the jala neti, we just did one nostril right now. So we went practicing only through the right nostril. We have to do both nostrils. That is compulsory. You can never say, oh, I ran out of time, I only did one nostril. That is a very dangerous thing to do. In Hatha Yoga, we have the complete obligation to do balance both sides of the body. So everything we do in one side, we have to do in the other side, even in the nostrils. Whatever, we just cleanse one side of the nostril. So necessarily we have to do the other side. Okay? We have time, so we'll do it live on the show. If you have your neti pot with you, please try it out now. Okay? We can do this together. You can just get your neti pot out, put the warm water in it. Okay, about 1 or 2 fingers of water is there. Then add the salt, pinch of salt. Okay, and now close it from the top and the front and shake it out until you dilute the water. Okay, and we're going to do this on both sides. Okay, now fill the container all the way till the top. Actually, if you did it, you already feel the difference between one nostril and the other. How you breathe in, you will see the difference. So we have to necessarily do it on both sides, just to bring that balance in our whole body. Okay? So now that the water is completely mixed and the salt is diluted, we're going to again repeat this in the other nostril. I hope all of you are ready. let's start. Okay, so again, making sure that you lean forward towards the sink. Maintain the position, the tilt of your head. If at the initial stage, many people try and the water is not coming out, have a little bit of patience. Just wait there. Don't have any urgency, any push, any pull, any expectation. You don't need to inhale or exhale. Don't have any resistance. Just open the mouth. Relax. Nothing else needs to be done. The water will simply come through one nostril and come out of the other nostril once we are in the space of pure, complete completion. Okay? So now let's proceed into that. After you're done with the Jalaneti, just wait for a few minutes and take a few deep inhalations through the nose. Actually, doing this practice has such a powerful effect in our mind. Practice will simply bring so much of the calmness into your mind, so much of awareness into you. You'll feel instantly a clarity in the depth of your breath, in your awareness. By breathing in so much more deeply, it brings so much higher awareness to you, and it's an instant effect. Immediately after you're done, just take a little moment to breathe in deeply through the nose and allow the whole shift, the alchemy process of transformation to happen as a result of this practice. One very important thing to do is that after the practice, you are going to do one asana in particular, okay? That asana is going to remove the excess water from your nasal passages, okay? So I'll show you how to enter into the technique, okay? You're going to sit in Vajrasana on your knees and then separate the knees slightly. Separate the knees slightly. You're going to bring the forehead towards the ground, arms by the sides. The reason why we do this is that whatever water is remaining inside, by doing this technique, it's going to come out. So make sure you have some tissue with you when you enter into the practice, okay? So we'll proceed. I'll show you. Forehead towards the ground. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the forehead to the ground, arms by the sides, and whatever water is remaining, it's going to come out, okay? So it is not so much, but just be ready for water to come out. Just bringing the forehead to the ground. That is all we need to do. Just through this specific forward bend, we're actually getting rid of whatever water is remaining inside the nostrils. Okay, this is very important to be done. It is as important as doing the practice. It is getting rid of whatever water is remaining. Another technique you can do is simply standing up, just a simple forward bend, allowing the head to hang upside down just for a little bit of time, releasing the water that is, whatever water is extra or remaining inside of you will simply come out. Okay, it is very important to do this after practicing the Jalaneti. Okay, so Jalaneti is, again, we have a scriptural references for this from the ancient scriptures. We have it from Hatha Yoga Pradipika and also from the Nithyananda Samhita. You can see now on the screen, it says that by practicing Neti Kriya, one obtains a Kecharish Sthiti. It destroys the disorders of phlegm and produces clairvoyance or a clear sight. The Neti, in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it says, the Neti is the cleanser of the brain and giver of divine sight. It soon destroys all disorders of the cervical and scapular regions. So what very interesting points is that in the scriptures it mentions that it is related to awakening the divine sight, the clairvoyance. It means that the third eye is the seat of this power. By practicing this technique, we're purifying and activating that area that is directly related to the third eye. It is scientifically proven the benefits of this cleansing technique and the effect it has on the pineal gland. So it is such a powerful cleansing technique that is designed, as you can see in the ancient scriptures, to purify, bring so many benefits, but also awaken the extraordinary powers latent within us. In this case, the third eye. So it is through the practice of all of these cleansing techniques that we support and align ourselves to our intention to live a life of health and of extraordinary possibilities. Okay, so this is the beautiful Kriyas. Now we have covered the Jala Basti, which is the enema, the cleansing of water of the intestinal tract. We have covered the Netra Shuddhi, which is the cleansing of the eyes and the purification of the sight. Then we have shown and demonstrated how to do the Jala Neti, which is the purification of the nasal passages with salt water, warm salt water. There's 2 more to go. The other one, the fourth one, is the Haritaki. Haritaki is one of the most powerful, and I think quietly, it's one of the ones I speak the most in most of our shows about the benefits of Haritaki. But Haritaki, it's a beautiful, unique fruit. It's a fruit that it's been quietly used in the tradition of Ayurveda and Siddha medicine, as well as Yogic tradition. And it's a very powerful superfood for the brain. Swamiji declared this fruit as a very powerful nectar and brain. It's a food for the brain. What it does to the brain, it's just activates the non-mechanical parts of the brain. It purifies the whole gastrointestinal tract from the mouth all the way till the end of the gastrointestinal tract. It is purified. It brings so much of oxygen to the whole system, allowing more prana intake. It is shown and demonstrated that by taking 1 tablespoon of Haritaki, you get the same benefits of practicing 2 hours of pranayama. Please understand, the benefits of practicing 2 hours of pranayama is simply received by taking Haritaki. The best time to take Haritaki is at night time, after you had your dinner and you're about to go to sleep. That is the best time. You will see the way you wake up the next morning, it's absolutely different. You will wake up without any of the tiredness and resistance to life. If you're one of those snooze button pressers that every morning keeps pressing snooze, 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 Haritaki is a solution for that. You will see the way you wake up in the morning, you will not even need to press snooze even once. You will just wake up fresh and ready to start your day. Your capacity to intake the truths, the clarity in your thinking, the way it starts expressing in the different parts of your life. How you will listen to your boss in a new way. How you will listen to your wife or your husband in a new way. Just explore the possibilities of and the extraordinary powers that comes along with all of these cleansing techniques. Okay, so Haritaki is one of the most important practices to be done. It is absolutely good if you're Vata, Pitta or Kapha. It is absolutely powerful. It is a must for all of us. Okay, it is actually a spiritual practice. If you're part of the Nithyananda Sangha, we take it as a spiritual practice, as part of our lineage. Swamiji declared this as one of the most powerful divine nectars. It is a prasada from the gods. It is such a powerful healing effect in our system. It just purifies the whole system and activates the non-mechanical parts of the brain, allowing us to express the multiple possibilities and elevate our consciousness to a higher frequency. Apart from healing small ulcers, if you're having ulcers in your mouth, if you're having ulcers in your stomach, if you're suffering from excess of the Vata imbalance or Pitta imbalance, this is very good for you. Okay, so Haritaki should be done, and I have here a little bit of Haritaki in this container, and you can see it comes in powder form. Okay, it's a little bit bitter in taste, so if you have had Haritaki before, okay, is usually a little bit bitter. Okay, the way to take Haritaki, it's usually about, you can start with this amount. This is 1 teaspoon. Okay, you can start usually with this amount. Okay, this is, if you're starting, then you probably want to start with a little bit less. Okay, about this much is enough. How you take this is that you put this in a little bit of water. You can mix it up and drinking, or you can take it as powder itself. You can just directly put the powder in the mouth and then intake water, drink the whole water, and this is all your Haritaki. Okay, when to practice this? The time for practicing this specific cleansing technique is nighttime, as I mentioned before. And taking the Haritaki will really help you a lot in aligning yourself, in creating the reality you want to create. There is the small things we do in our life that matter. It is not just one thing that we do in order to achieve something. It is all the things that we do through our days that is it in alignment to what we want to create. As Swamiji explained, it is what we believe in that we're constantly manifesting, not just our desire. So aligning your belief to your desire is the solution to making anything happen. So align yourself using all of the tools we have. Very important, the science of completion. Using all of these tools that we have to align ourselves and realize that we can create the life we want. With this, we come to the end of our show. It's been such a pleasure sharing these kriyas with all of you. I hope all of you enjoy and are ready to start practicing and enjoying the benefits of the kriya. We're looking forward to hearing from all of you. Please stay tuned for the further sessions. Leave us your comments, shares, questions, feedback, anything you want to share with us. We'll be love to hear from all of you. And stay tuned for more information. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll close with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Satguru Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam.